Today we have Jewel Johnson. Hi Jewel, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. So, I welcome you to our Studio 7 room.
Thank you, thank you.
So, what initially sparked your interest in dance?
Well, at a very, very young age, I started watching the documentary Mad Hot Ballroom. And through this documentary, I saw the different styles of dance because it's about some underprivileged kids in New York who do an after-school program and learn ballroom and Latin dancing and compete as a competition in the end. And I watched it basically every day, probably 2 times a day. And I loved it so much. I was just like, Mommy, I want to do what these kids are doing. I want to dance like them because they had so much spice as well. It was people from the Black community, the Latinx community. So I was like, I want to do that. And she sought out a number of different teachers in Trinidad, and Auntie Carol was willing to do it.
So, at what age did you start dancing?
At 8 years old. 8 years old. Well, I started here at 8 years old, but when I was younger, I did a bit of ballet, but I stopped. It just died out after a while. But officially, 8 years old, here was Auntie Carol.
How being a member of Studio 7 Dance School impacted you as a young dancer?
It's exposed me to a wide variety of dances for sure. I mean, we learned foxtrot, waltz, quick step, hip hop, jive, cha-cha, rumba, salsa, merengue. It's just such a wide array of dances that I was able to learn. Oh, I love these dances, you know, maybe I'm not so good at these, but I can practice. And it also showed me life lessons, like practice makes permanent. It takes hard work to get where you want to be. So it taught me those lessons along with helping to improve my social skills, you know, dancing with a partner. Usually you're just by yourself as a child. You don't have to depend on another young person as yourself for anything, but then you have to connect with them and learn how to dance, learn what the rhythm is with them. So it really helps with my social skills and everything else.
So you enjoyed all genres of music, of dance?
I remember Auntie Carol taught me the foxtrot, and that was one dance that I did not like at all. It was so boring, but Auntie Carol said you have to do it, you have to learn to dance. So that was one dance I know I did not like, but all the others, I love them.
So what other sporting activities were you involved in while attending school?
My parents put me in everything. Everything you could think of, I did it. I was a very busy child. So aside from dancing here at Studio 7, I did gymnastics, I did swimming, I did martial arts, I played the violin, so I was involved in a lot of different activities, but not all at once, over a period of time. Yes.
Okay. So tell us about your experience in performing and competing on the dance floor.
Competitions. I will always remember my first competition was in Barbados, and it's funny, but I remember dancing and having so much fun and going so full out that my shoe fell off and I just continued to dance. That's one memory I'll always have. It was my first competition, and I just remember having so much fun on the dance floor. Of course I want to win, of course we want to place, but you know, it's so much fun dancing with your partner and just having a good time.
Was it very difficult or hard being so active while maintaining good academic grades in school?
For me, it was not difficult at all. It was actually very manageable because I had very good time management skills. So what I would do is I would reach the school extremely early. So I had so much time, probably at least an hour before school, to study or do homework. And also at lunchtime, I would go to the library and study or do homework, or, you know, just revise and make sure I'm up to what's that word?
Up to par?
Up to speed and up to par. Yes, with my work.
And you know, with everything, time management is important.
Yes, it is very important.
So when and what made you want to pursue dance as a career?
When I discovered ballet, when I started ballet again at the age of 14, I applied for a summer intensive in Miami for Joffrey Ballet School, and through this experience, when I went there, I discovered there was so many people. All of my teachers had been professional dancers, and I said, I didn't even know this was a profession. I didn't even know you could do this. So when I saw that and I was dancing every day and just growing as a dancer, I said, this is absolutely what I want to do. I have so much fun doing it, and I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else.
And what other dance institutions did you attend in Trinidad?
Aside from Studio 7 Latin and Ballroom Dance School, I attended the Caribbean School of Dance and La Danse Caribe.
What was the purpose of auditioning for the Institute for American Musical Theatre?
I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after Form 5. I knew I did not want to do Form 6, did not want to do it at all because I didn't really want to go into any academic career. So my friend Kelsey texted me and she said, "What are you going to do now?" I said, "Well, I don't know." She said, "Check out my school." And she showed me the Institute for American Musical Theatre, their website and their Instagram. And I immediately fell in love because I was looking for a school for the longest while to dance at. And I fell in love and I said, this is where I have to go because it's specifically preparing you for Broadway and film and TV.
And what was the process?
The process was purely online because at that time, can't remember, but I think probably COVID was coming around. If not, it was just before. So it was online. I sent in an online tape. And what happened was I was attending ballet and modern classes at the Caribbean School of Dance, but I attended extra classes at La Danse Caribe with Auntie Heather, and she worked on me with my audition piece. It was a contemporary piece. After a period of weeks, we taped it and we sent it in, and a few weeks later I got the email saying, "Congratulations, you got a full scholarship." When I heard that full scholarship, I was so happy.
That's all you wanted to hear.
I was so happy because, we don't have that much money.
And what did a regular day look like attending IAMT?
IAMT was packed with dance classes. I mean, extremely. We had a minimum of 3 and probably a maximum of 5 or 6. So, for example, we'd have ballet, musical theater, and commercial jazz on one day. And in between those classes, we had breaks along with vocal classes, acting classes, and film and TV classes. So it was so packed. By the end of
That's
the
a lot.
day, you're tired. Yes.
That was a lot. So how did you cope with being away from your friends, your family, and home?
I utilized my phone a lot, the different applications on it, so WhatsApp and FaceTime and Instagram. I would be in constant contact with my family, especially. Every night I'd call on WhatsApp and talk to them, and it helped me feel closer to home, because if I'm talking to them every day, it feels like they didn't really miss out on anything. It's just school that they're not there for.
So how did IAMT help you or help in your development as an aspiring professional dancer?
IAMT exposes all of its students to the tools necessary to become a professional in whatever field you want to be in, whether it be a dancer, an actress, or a singer. And we were taught by many of the best professionals in the field. So all of our teachers have been on Broadway. So they know what they're talking about. They know how to guide us. They know they know the answers to all of our questions. And also IAMT did a great job of giving us connections in the industry. So they would bring in the top casting directors in New York to see us and for us to dance for them and sing for them, so that when we leave, we're already equipped with all these skills and we know who is sitting behind the table.
Nice.
Yes.
So what was it, or your first job as a professional dancer?
That's funny you asked that. I recently booked my first professional job with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line as a dancer and vocalist.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're probably looking forward to that.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to this.
What made you interested about performing on a cruise ship?
Interestingly enough, it was TikTok. There was this girl on TikTok who she is currently employed with Royal Caribbean, and she makes videos about her life. And I thought, that's so cool. You get to dance every day as well as travel the world and save money. Like that's bizarre. And I always wanted to travel. So I said, I'm young, do it now. Why not? And I set up my mind after that. I want to be a cruise ship dancer.
Okay. So what was the audition process like for the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line?
For me, it was very different to what you might hear from others. in the past because I auditioned during COVID, like in the middle, so everything was online. They had an audition submission online, so I sent in my dance reel, my headshot, and my resume, and I actually didn't hear back from them for months, so I thought I didn't get it. But like a month ago or so, I just got an email saying, congratulations, you have been offered a contract at Royal Caribbean. So I was like, okay, it took a while between the actual audition and the contract offer, but it was so smooth. I really didn't have to do anything. I think that was God. He just, I don't know, yeah.
What is for you is for you.
Yes.
What were some of the challenges you faced during this journey?
Well, in order to be a dancer or whatever type of performer with Royal Caribbean, their entire training facility is in Miami, and I was supposed to get my B1, B2 visa in order to be able to train there for 2 months. So I was denied that visa, and I was so sad, so downhearted. But the Royal Caribbean management is so professional, so caring, like they want to see you, be your best and everything. So they said, we're gonna find a way for you to reach to Singapore without having to go to the Miami rehearsals. So they made sure I was able to get there, and I'm gonna go there and just learn the entire performance from the cast who's already on board.
Interesting.
Yes.
So how old are you now?
I'm 19 years old right now. I just turned 19.
So you have been dancing, in other words, for 10 to 11 years?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What a wonderful journey.
Yes, it has been.
So what plans do you have for the future?
In the future, well, if I do like this cruise ship dancing job, I will like to do it for probably 2 or 3 more years. And after that, I plan to go to London and audition to be on the West End. I would love to be in Hamilton or Moulin Rouge or Chicago, be in those shows. But I also want to establish myself in the film and TV world. So I would like to be on your TV acting, because I absolutely fell in love with acting at IAMT.
And I'm sure many of your friends and family would love to see you on television.
Yes, they would.
So what advice would you give to another aspiring young dancer?
I would tell them to work hard. Hard work, it beats talent all the time. If you have a lot of talent and you don't work hard, you would never get as far as someone who has a little bit of talent and a lot of hard work. And also God. Nothing is possible without God. He has helped me through everything, carried me through my ups and my downs, and I would say just to trust in Him and build a relationship with Him and just, cast all your cares onto Him and just become His best friend.
Okay, Jewel. So I want to thank you for being with us this afternoon, and it was my pleasure having you here.
Yes, thank you. It was my pleasure being here.